a question came up on the audio podcast where a gal wanted to know if she could take out a mattress stitch seam. And of course you can. It's knitting. You can undo just about anything you do other than steeking and cutting your work. And so I answered the question as best I could in the audio podcast, but I thought it was worth a video. So in this video, I'm going to show you, break down the mattress stitch, exactly what it is and how it works, and then how to take it out if you want to redo the seam, or you decide that you have put together the pieces of a sweater and you want to undo it and use that yarn for something else. That's what this gal wanted to do, is completely unravel an entire sweater to use the yarn for something else, which is great. Process knitters. I love it. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, what I have here are two swatches that are seamed together with the mattress stitch here. You can see it's a beautiful seam. And you know, people ask me, Stacy, I'm making a blah, 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 what seam should I use? The answer is almost always mattress stitch. This is the all-purpose seam for almost everything you knit. If you're knitting something, anything, if it doesn't specify what seam to use, you want to use this one, okay? The pattern will specify to use a different seam if it doesn't want you to use this one. So this is what it looks like from the front. And from the back, it does leave a ridge, but it is a good sturdy seam that's not going anywhere. So let's go ahead and take a look at it in a different color and run through how this works. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail here, so if you want to see my mattress stitch video, I will go ahead and link to that here. Just click the little eye in the upper right hand corner. You can see a really broken down version of this stitch. So with the right side of the work facing, I'm using a different color of yarn. You'll see it doesn't really matter. And my work has been steamed out flat so that it's easy for me to see the edge stitches. And I'm going to leave a column of stitches inside the seam. That's what makes the ridge on each side. So between the first column and the second column of stitches, I'm going to grab two ladders between the columns of V's. Whoops, I'm on the wrong side though, because my yarn's coming from over here. So between the two columns, I'm going to grab two ladders over here, and then jump back over to the other side and grab two ladders over here. And that's just a quick review. That's how the mattress stitch works. And after you get a little bit done, you can tighten it up, and you can see it tightens up so nicely, and there isn't a break in the work, and it's sturdy, it's perfect. Okay, now let's talk about taking this back out again. I have my two columns of edge stitches here that are part of the seam. And so what I want to do is separate those. I'm making that too easy on myself. Let me do it from this side because it's loose over here where I haven't secured the end. Separate those two columns and pull it apart. And because I've done it in pink, you can see the strands here that are running from one side of the work to the other that are in pink, right? I've got something going on there, I'm not sure what. One stitch isn't pulling, there we go. It looks a little bit different, so I would not have cut that. But these strands that are coming through, connecting the two sides in the pink here, that's obvious. That's the obvious color that I want to cut. That is my seam. But we don't usually do a seam in a different color. So I just wanted to point out that that's how you find it. You pull it apart, and the single strands running back and forth are the ones that are okay to cut. But let's make it a little more difficult on ourselves. So I have this piece. We're pretending this is a totally finished sweater. I've even woven in the ends. So let's start from there. This end I haven't woven in, but we'll look at this right here. So if you are consistent with the way that you weave in ends, it becomes pretty easy to figure out how to undo it. So in this case, I have my end right there. I'm going to give it a little tug. And I can pull the end out. I know exactly where I went next because I always do a figure 8 when I'm weaving in ends in wool. And I'll give you a link to my video on weaving in ends if you want to see more of that. But if you're always consistent, it isn't a mystery how to undo something like this. Okay, so I've unwoven my end, and of course I'm using bulky yarn here. And then when I come to the top of something, I always do a little trick. I have a video called, I think it's called Fixing the Jog in Circular Knitting. I'll link to that. So that's the next little bit that I know how to unravel. So in this case, I've just unraveled the, or undone the end woven end, unwoven in the end. Is that what I'm looking for? And that makes it easy because I can just pull out the mattress stitch this way and just pull it out instead of cutting it. But if it's in much finer yarn and it isn't that easy, you do have the option of finding those horizontal bars, the ones that were pink in the other sample, and really wrench on it to make sure that what you're looking that the horizontal bars you're seeing are indeed a single horizontal bar that is connecting one side to the other. And once you find that and you're confident, you can snip it, and then it becomes really easy to unravel with the cut yarn. I'm about to have two swatches here. Ta-da! And then I can unravel this yarn and do it, use it for something else, or if I was just unhappy with my seam, I can redo my seam at that point. Anyway, I think that's it. A review of working the mattress stitch and then how to undo it. I hope that helps. Good luck.